Hi everyone, it's Karen and the Lake Stamper here in Grand Blanc, Michigan. This is Jingle Jangle'S 3, and Jingle Jangle'S 3 is going to Vegas. Yes, we're going to Vegas next week, and we're taking all these goodies, but these are great for craft shows as well. So don't think you can't do these for craft shows, New Year's, Christmas, using the modern Christmas. It's so pretty. I'm going to show you some really fun things to do to really jazz it up. And we're going to do gold because why? We're going to Vegas. So we got to do gold nuggets, right? So if you're new to my channel, hit the subscribe button. If you like what you see, hit it twice. You'll get notifications. All right. So just to show you a couple things that I've done. Obviously, this is a set of 6. And, you know, I had made these tags on my Scan and Cut, and look at that. Look how pretty that is with the ornamental Christmas and the embossing with the Holly Jolly. And then don't forget to use the wonderful sentiments. We have so many. And then the Merry and Bright. Now, I want to show you what I'm going to do with the next group, okay? So that you can make this with me. So, I've got one ready, all right? But I'm going to show you how to do it all by hand again. Now I'm using gold. Why not, right? And I've got some gold nuggets. I've got them already wrapped up. I know that's exciting for me. Now you could keep this gold just as is. This is 2x7. All right. 2x7. You could just put your little nuggets on it, call it a day, bam. But I'm going to dress it up using all my wonderful modern Christmas paper, and I'm really using it really up, and I love that. So I'm just gonna put this on here. Now, since the gold was 2x7, this is 1 7/8 by 6 7/8, okay? So it has a little bit of a nice gold border. The rest of them all black, shiny black I used, real shiny. Everything's got to be shiny, bright, Elvis looking. Why not, right? So aren't these great, the little gold nuggets? Now you could have done all of these in gold, but I thought, well, you know, let's follow along just a little bit, right? So here's what I'm going to do. I've got 6 of these, and they're 1 by 3, okay? When you're wrapping these up, 1 inch by 3 inches, and then wrap it up. You know how to do it. You know the drill, right? So I like to kind of separate it so I kind of get an idea where I want everything. And that looks pretty good. That looks good. Okay. And then because I'm going to be putting this in, I don't want to have to keep, you know, messing with it. So I've got it all nice and taped down. And I usually start with the bottom first. And just make sure everything's glued down. Because I'm using gold foil, it might take a minute to make sure it stays, but it's gonna stay, so don't worry about it. And then I'm just gonna kind of eyeball. I want it centered as much as possible, and then I'm going to just put them right smack close together. And I don't have to do this normally, but I'm gonna do it this time just because I think it's going to stay a little bit more protected, and it's going to stay where it's supposed to, right? And I sometimes don't do that, but today I'm doing it, right? So now I'm going to put this little gold nugget right here. Oh, I've got another gold nugget too. Maybe I'll put that one over here. That's what I'll do. And I'll have 2 gold nuggets on here. That's a good idea. Now, the cellophane that we're using is going to really make it nice and tight so it doesn't move. So that's why sometimes I don't have to glue these down. But I just want them to be really secure. I am taking these to Vegas. Vegas, baby! So I kind of want them to stay put, right? So that looks pretty good, right? Now, the first thing we want to do is get these wonderful, and I'll have the cellophane listed. This is nice and narrow. This is about 2 1/4 by about 9 inches, okay? Doesn't matter if it's longer. It doesn't matter, because I'd rather have it longer, and then I've got a little bit, you know, left over, especially if I wanted to make this really tall. But I'm not gonna do that. I've already got 6 nuggets on there as it is. Look how pretty that is. Now that we've got it all nice and put in the cellophane bag, nice and tight, what you want to do is you want to take the top area and make it into a triangle. All right. Once you make it in a triangle, or you can cut it down, it's up to you, then you want to glue this on your topper. Now, your topper is 5 inches, all right, long by 2 1/4, and then you want to score this at 2 1/2, okay? So it's 5 times 2 1/4, scored at 2 1/2, okay? So now all we're going to do, I've already put the glue on here as well. Let's put a little bit more. And let's put just a little bit more. All right, now we've got both of these done. I already finished this one. Now I want to use the jar of joy. All right, so I just took it upon myself to get the gold on, and I did the stamping of the ornaments. You'll notice the ornaments, I'll show that in just a second. You want them to be as close to the top as possible, and I'll show you that in just a minute. Let me blow dry this, and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Look how gorgeous this came out. Now, I used the ornament, and I used this little tiny bow. Little tiny bow. And I put those together, and then this came out darling, didn't it? Now, I did not want to do the trim around. I did try that, and I just didn't like it. So I like it just black, okay, with a gold top. And let me show you again. You see the lines for the ornaments. You don't want them kind of hanging by themselves, because it looks like, where are they hanging from? So you kind of just want to top it just so that it looks like the top is holding on to the ornaments. Okay, does that make sense? So we're going to take this, and we're going to put a little bit of glue on it. Okay, and oh my gosh, how cute is this? OMG. Look at that. And see how I just put the little top right on there, so it looks like the little ornaments are hanging right from the cute little jar. See, you can't eat anything in it, but it looks pretty. All right, now I did a 2 3/8 punch with some gold foil. That's going to be darling, of course. And then all we need is some dimensionals, and let's get this popped up, okay? And these are going to be so cute to take to Vegas, aren't they? Oh my gosh. Okay, so now, there we go. Look how cute that looks. Now, let's just pop this little baby right here. Okay, now I could obviously punch a hole in this one and this, but I don't think I'm going to do it with this one, just because it's a little bit close on my circle, and it doesn't really need, and I don't have it as a tag. If I had it as a tag, I probably would punch a hole in it, but I'm just going to put this sweet little thing right on top here. And then don't forget, you can use these as well. This is great sentiments. These are the Greetings for You Mix and Match. All right. And I've got so much of this, and I want to make sure I'm using this stuff up, right? So let's use this little tiny guy, Joy. And he's kind of big, right? So, well, it's not really big, but he just needs a little haircut. So I'm just going to trim him on the side here. And I'm going to trim this little guy right here, okay? Just because it's nice and close, and that looks great. Okay, I'm just going to add a dimensional. And look how cute that looks. You know, use up your stuff, right? And then I have the Druzy adhesives. I'm just going to put a little gold one right on the top of the lid. All right, so it looks like it's gold. It's ready for Vegas, right? Okay. And the last but not least one is just using up some of our sentiments. All right, now I've got this on gold. I have another gold one already ready. And I'm just going to use the big one that says joy. Now, the other idea I could do is I could do a round one and make this look like an ornament. I've done that before, and I did it right here. This looked darling. Very simple. Nothing, you know, just nice and elegant. You don't have to get crazy. But this big word joy looks so nice, doesn't it? I mean, come on. Especially when you've got so many and you're getting ready to pack and you want to get these in your suitcase. And this comes right off, this adhesive, so you don't have to even think about it. Now, you can pop this up if you want. I might try to do that. Let's just see where I could do that. Let's see. I might try it right here, but I think it's going to be too big. The adhesive. So I'm just going to glue this right down and I'll pop the gold up instead. And that's got a lot more room to take these adhesives. So now we're just going to pop this little guy right on here. Now, you know, before I pop that on, wait 1 minute, I have some leftover tags. We can even dress this up even a little bit more. How about that? Okay, so I've got some tags I made on my Scan and Cut. They're left over from all my little ornaments. I've been little bit of sentiment tags I've been doing. So I'm just gonna pop this up right here. That looks great. Now this one, I am going to punch a hole because we're gonna add another ribbon, all right? We're gonna put a nice little hole right there. And we're going to take our ribbon, which I love. It is out of stock right now. I know, right? I always like to show people things that are out of stock. This is the gold stripe, okay? So I'm just gonna take a little bit here and then I'm gonna make a bow, okay? And I usually like to do a slip knot first. So make sure it's even on the bottom, and it is. And then you're just going to take the nice big hole here that I have had made and put that right through. And then we're going to put this right through this one. All right. And again, if you don't have a tag, just punch a hole like I just did here. And then you can add your bow or add your ribbon. Okay. I'm just adding a little bit extra because I've got a lot of leftovers. So let's use our leftovers here, right? And I'm tying that up. Looks good. And then I'm going to make this cute little bow right here. And we'll trim off the length of it if it's too long. Okay. And OMG, that looks darling, doesn't it? Oh my gosh, that looks so cute. So let's see if I need to trim it just a little bit. I think so. Give it a little haircut. Okay. And nice and simple and elegant. That's what I like about these. So elegant. Now, a little added texture is to add some of this ribbon. All right. This is all I have left. This is last year's little gold. This is in my stash. If you've got some extra in your stash, go for it. All right, now I've got the last of my ribbon here, and I'm just going to make a nice little knot. Nothing exciting because I already have a bow on this. All right, and you kind of want to make sure it's even as possible, and just kind of do a nice little knot. Just do one around, and then one more. Depends on how much ribbon you've got. Obviously, mine is almost gone. Okay, so you're just gonna 1 and 2. Okay, And then we'll just tie this into a knot, and we'll just take off the leftovers. And that just adds a little bit more texture, I think, don't you think? Okay, this is the last of our ribbon. Not much left. So this one probably only gets one around, one, and then a nice little tie. Perfect. I figured this would be just enough, and we wouldn't waste too much of it. And again, in a knot. That looks great. And if you don't want to put a ribbon there, you can always put one right up here. But I think it just adds a little bit more texture. Again, these look pretty good, don't they? Look at that. So you've got the tag, you've got your jar. Look at how cute these jars are. Also, I punched to make an ornament using the leftover DSP from Modern Christmas. Here's the jar of joy again. Look how cute. And then we've got the Jolly Holly with the ornamental Christmas tree. And then my leftover tags. Oh my goodness. Look at that. And then more ornament looking. Oh, gorgeous. A lot of gold. A lot of gold. Well, I've got to pack these. So Jingle Jangle'S 3 is going to Vegas. All right. Well, have a great, great afternoon. All right. Take care. Keep crafting.